What's up guys? So today in this video I'm going to be going over some of the mistakes I made when I was a younger player so that you can avoid these mistakes, and I'm also going to be going over what you should do instead. That's coming up next. Hey, what's up guys? It's Dave here from SimplySoccer. We're helping you to improve your game and stand out on the pitch. And on this channel, we release daily soccer tip, technique, and training videos. So if you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button and that bell icon so you don't miss any new videos or live streams that we do. Looking back at when I was a teenager or even younger, when I was a kid, there are many things I wish I knew at that time that I could have applied to potentially being a better player today, or potentially have done more in the sport when I was younger. So today I'm going to be going over some of the mistakes I made when I was younger so that you can avoid these mistakes and do the things you need to do in order to improve even more. So number one may be obvious, but I wish I had worked harder. I never really had that person who put their arm around me or even disciplined me in the sense of telling me that I needed to work hard. I was always told when I was a kid that you're really talented, you're really good at this sport, you're just naturally gifted, and I think what happened was eventually that kind of sunk in and I thought, oh, I don't need to practice, I don't need to practice as much, I don't need to practice as much as, these people because it takes them longer to get to my level because I'm already talented. This is what I thought when I was a kid. Now, I still ended up practicing quite a bit because I love to play, but I wish I had more understood the concept of hard work and put more work into my game, because it would have allowed me to develop a lot faster. This also caused me to lack the consistency needed to improve at a very rapid rate. I never really picked up momentum because I never really had planned training sessions or anything like that. I would sometimes train individually when I was really young, but it was never really deliberate practice until later in my teen years. So if I can go back to myself as a kid and tell him something, I would definitely tell him work harder and do more deliberate practice. Obviously have fun with it, but you do need to work hard if you want to get far in this sport. The second thing I wish I really hadn't done when I was younger and I was a kid, and I wish someone had taught this to me when I was younger, and it's something I actually go over a lot on the channel for this reason, is neglecting the mental side of the game. I believe confidence is an incredibly important quality if you want to be a high-level player, and it's not something I really focused on when I was younger or developed when I was a young kid or a teenager. Yet to this day, I understand how important it is and how much I wish I had developed it back then, not only from a soccer perspective, but for other areas of my life as well. Because I never really developed this, it really led me to being way too far up in my head as a kid, and it also kind of ruined my focus when I needed it the most. I didn't have that confidence or self-belief in my ability to the point where I was, dominating matches as much as I wanted, or had self-belief and belief in my ability to do things. So I really wish I could go back and kind of explain the importance of confidence and self-belief to a younger version of myself, especially for soccer. And for you, it's definitely an important thing to develop. So if you are a younger player, do not neglect the mental side of the game, because it probably could be the more important side you develop, because with a strong mentality, with confidence, it's going to allow you to more develop the physical area as well. Next mistake I would have made is my fitness. I never really gave enough attention to my fitness when I was younger, and I really wish I had, because it hurt me in my later years and today as well. This included things like flexibility, endurance, strength, my eating habits, and I really wish it was something I had given more attention to when I was younger so that I could have developed the habit of working out more, of developing my fitness, of eating better, because I ate really poorly, junk food all the time when I was younger. I did not give enough attention to my fitness. I really always wanted to skip the fitness drills and just get right to the drills that involved the ball or actually had me playing. I'm sure many of my coaches appreciated that, and I never gave enough attention to my flexibility as well. I'd always go through the motions when it came to stretching. So, recognize that although fitness may not be fun, it's an essential part of the game, and if you're not fit, it's going to affect your performance. So for you younger players, I know it's not the most fun thing to do, but if I could go back and, kind of, again, tell my younger self something, this would be another thing I would tell myself. I would tell myself, really work on your fitness, get into great shape and, learn how to do it so that you can keep doing it the older you get. So the last one and last mistake I would make when I was younger is I made way too many excuses when it came to mistakes I made or bad plays or things of that nature. And as you know, in a lot of the videos we go over here, one of the best ways to improve is identify your mistakes and then, be able to work on them, realize what happened so you don't do it again. But if you keep making excuses like I would, you never really learn from your mistakes. Because I was not taking responsibility, I wasn't growing as much as I could have been. And if I can go back and tell myself again something that I really would love to tell myself so that I would get better, it would be like, own up to your mistakes. Mistakes are okay. That's definitely something I would have told myself because I didn't think mistakes were okay. I thought, they should be avoided at all costs. But I would tell myself, look, mistakes are okay, you're gonna make plenty of them, but you need to learn from them and you need to admit when you make them. Another thing I would sometimes do would be too hard on myself when I would take responsibility. And again, that came from my fear of failure and mistakes because I was so afraid of making a mistake because I thought making mistakes was the worst thing possible. I would get extremely hard on myself when I would identify it and would recognize that I've made a mistake, maybe miss a goal scoring opportunity, maybe not be able to beat someone one-on-one, whatever it may be. I would, if I admitted to it, be way too hard on myself. And if I could go back and again talk to my younger self, I would tell them that, mistakes are unavoidable, they're necessary, and they also are going to help you grow. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. All right, guys, so those are just some of the mistakes I made when I was younger that I wish I had avoided or I had done differently because I truly believe if I had, I would have developed quicker, I would have developed into a completely different player, and it would have just benefited me way more with some of the habits I would have developed through doing some of these things as well. So I highly recommend that you take a look at your own life and your own game and see if you're making any of these mistakes so that you can correct them or at least start moving in a direction where you can correct them so that you're improving as much as you can as a player. All right, guys, so the question of the day is, out of all of these mistakes I went over, let me know, are you making any of them? And if you are, which one are you making the most? Again, this is not to call you out. This is so you can identify the mistakes that you're making so that you can then correct them. Like I said earlier, the way to improve is to identify your mistakes and then to fix them. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that share button so you can share with your teammates and friends you like this video, and you consider subscribing if you're new to Simply Soccer. I will have 2 videos come across the screen so you can continue to learn and watch and improve. And remember, we will have a new video out tomorrow at 5 p.m. Remember, this is Simply Soccer. We're helping you to improve your game and stand out on the pitch. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.